Hello, and greetings, welcome, and salutations, and congratulations on inquiring about the Carbondale Fuel Gauge. This is our official advertising and instructional video. Welcome. The Carbondale Fuel Gauge is the ultimate in low-tech motorcycle gear. It's an easy-to-install fuel gauge for vehicles that have no fuel gauge. What are you waiting for? If you're tired of wagering your peace of mind on odometer trips and petcock settings, this is a great option for a street bike. If you're tired of walking back from the lower 40 to get the gas can for your off-roader, this is good too. If you'd like it for yourself or a friend, it makes a fantastic gift. Send for a snazzy and hip Carbondale Fuel Gauge today. The Carbondale Fuel Gauge allows you to see your motorcycle's fuel level directly. It's like looking at the transparent handle of a milk jug if the rest of the jug were opaque. You see the fuel level directly through the semi-clear hose. To read this gauge accurately, the vehicle needs to be level. For a motorcycle, it only means that it shouldn't be on the kickstand. It's only for small vehicles that do not have a fuel pump, such as the vast majority of non-fuel injected motorcycles. It might be appropriate for your go-karts, golf carts, riding lawnmowers, and ATVs as well. The Carbondale Fuel Gauge is not appropriate for those few carbureted motorcycles with fuel pumps like old Gold Wings. It is not appropriate for vehicles with fuel injection like contemporary Gold Wings and most more modern motorcycles. Fuel injected means high-pressure fuel pump, which would be tedious. A fuel pump would suck our Carbondale Fuel Gauge dry, making it useless. Next, your fuel would have lots of air sucking into it from the vent at the end of our gauge. That wouldn't be good. So, not for vehicles with fuel pumps. Only gravity-fed. And if your fuel hose coming out of your tank heading down toward your carburetor isn't old and stiff, this could install in 2 minutes. 1/4 inch is close enough to the inside diameter of most motorcycle fuel lines, metric or English. 1/4 inch translates to a little over 6 millimeters, but hose is stretchy. If your hose won't fit the included 1/4 inch diameter T, you would need to purchase an appropriate connector. Such adapters are easily available at auto parts places such as AutoZone or O'Reilly's. Our transparent hose is Tygon LP1200 to resist hardening and yellowing. It is not fully transparent, but it is considered the highest quality. The rest of the Carbondale Fuel Gauge is also made of good-looking and high-quality components. So, if you're tired of playing with odometer trips and petcocks, if you're tired of the paranoia that you might be left stranded, if you'd like to own the latest and greatest in low-tech motorcycle gear, this is it. The Carbondale Fuel Gauge. Impress yourself and your friends, win friends and influence people, perhaps even find a reason to live. Yes, buy the Carbondale Fuel Gauge. It's often available on eBay. Search for Carbondale Fuel Gauge on eBay. Carbondale Fuel Gauge on eBay. Remember it, tell a lot of people, and have a better life. But surely it isn't this simple? Wrong. It is. Very simple. Show some backbone. It doesn't cost much to impress yourself in the world. Buying the mighty Carbondale Fuel Gauge on eBay is simple. And installation is simple too. Make sure no fuel is running to the carburetor. Usually this is done by turning the petcock to the on or reserve positions. If the petcock has an off position, use it. Cut your fuel hose on its way to the carburetor. Some gas will run out, so you might want to catch it in a bowl. If it flows unheated, your petcock is turned to the wrong position or your petcock is faulty. Either would mean that all of your tank will now sadly empty onto the ground. Slide in the T. The unit can attach anywhere as long as the U-curve is above the maximum fuel level. The left side, the right side, the front, or up the rear. Most people prefer to run the hose under the gas tank and over the engine on motorcycles. A motorcycle's handlebar is locked toward the left, so the unit can most easily run up the right front of the tank. The U-curve of the Carbondale Fuel Gauge should be above the highest fuel level at the top of the tank. Otherwise, fuel will leak out over the U-curve. The inner black hose extends to the vent cap at the end of the clear hose. It is there to keep down the amount of fuel that might accidentally spill over the U-curve as you hit potholes and speed bumps. It limits the interior cross-section. The silver vent cap is a cork with a hole in it. The unit requires non-existent back pressure to function, so must have the hole as vent. It is also decorative, and it keeps the interior black hose in place. Car polish may hinder the performance of the suction cup. Oils and dirt are very bad. Clean the suction cup and tank surface well with soap and water. Allow to dry. Place the suction cup on a flat area. The flatter and cleaner the area, the longer the suction cup will adhere. Suction cups will still loosen and must be reapplied every month to a year at best. Check the suction cup regularly, and take care to place the suction cup where it will not be pulled off. Suction cups are often used to hold things such as heavy kit bags on motorcycle gas tanks. We include a bit of tether to add a safety measure. A slip knot works well. The handlebars must move freely. If the suction cup comes off, the tether must not be so long that you lose fuel or that the hose comes in contact with any exhaust pipes. Vehicles use a lot of fuel hoses already. Our unit is just as safe if not poorly installed. One should definitely keep these hoses off of anything hot, such as exhaust pipes or engine. Neither will produce enough heat to combust the gas going through the hose, but melting it would cause a major fuel leak. One should be afraid of hoses melting and fuel coming in contact with spark plugs, for they really could cause combustion. Wives could laugh, friends could chuckle, you could die. If your vehicle must adhere to California emissions standards, removing our silver hose vent and continuing our hose end to your fuel tank's own vent hose would be necessary. You would need to purchase some standard fuel hose, another T, and a hose splice connector. Such are easily available at auto parts stores. On cruisers, the vent is usually under the seat at the bottom rear of the fuel tank. The vent allows air into the tank. The vent is a nipple pipe end. Usually, it is bare and one wonders why the gas isn't leaking out of it. Really, it extends as a pipe within the tank to near the gas cap. If air cannot get into the top of the tank, fuel will not readily flow out the petcock into the carburetor. Without venting, there would be suction holding the gas in. California's standard makes it illegal to vent the gas into the open air, so the pipe end is not bare. A hose is connected onto the vent, which runs through a vacuum-controlled valve through a small charcoal canister and ends up at the motorcycle's airbox. If you must uphold the California standard, this unit would need to be spliced directly after your tank vent before the stock valve and canister. And we are almost done, just a couple of things more. Get ready to order. When installing, sometimes bubbles might get caught up in the semi-transparent tube. This would hinder seeing an accurate fuel level. Make sure that the fuel is fully on, like you were draining your tank. Hold the unit below the level of the tank until the bubbles are gone. Make sure bubbles are not trapped in high points by making sure there are none. This procedure entails fuel running out of our silver vent, so you may want a bowl handy. Once installed, the best place to keep the petcock set would probably be on reserve for street bikes. Other engines often have no reserve. Also, we include 3 zip ties to keep the lower portion of the hose off the engine. They should be used to attach hoses to the motorcycle frame if needed. Do not tighten the zip ties so much that they crimp hoses. Zip ties are also known as electrical ties. Zip ties are cheaply available at all sorts of stores if you need more. Dollar stores, Harbor Freight, Walmart, hardware stores. The Carbondale Fuel Gauge. Remember it, for yourself or as gifts for friends. Installation is very simple. The innovative and unique Carbondale Fuel Gauge. There's nothing like it. We have virtually no competition. Search for it on eBay. Carbondale, a fuel gauge for most small vehicles that have no fuel pump. High quality, novel, and easy to install. For yourself and as a gift for your loved ones. The Carbondale Fuel Gauge. You should get several today. And we're done. Have a good day. Thanks, and bye.